Again, this is not financial advice, but I think it's a tremendous opportunity for you guys to get involved. I think this is one of those things we're going to look back in our lives in 5, 10, 15 years from now and be like, man, I wish I was involved. One thing that I wanted to stress on creating wealth, the simple thing on how you create wealth is obviously you make more money than you spend first, right? I keep talking about like investing and putting money into other vehicles that are going to work for you, but I don't think it's good to just make an assumption that you guys all know this, that obviously you need to make more money than you actually spend so that you have some excess cash that you can invest. It's great if you're making a ton of money. It's a lot easier to do this, but if you're not, it makes it a lot harder. If you're making $1,000 a month and your costs are $1,000 a month, well, it's pretty simple math. There's nothing left for you to invest. So the first thing that you'd want to do is look at your expenses and try to figure out how you can cut down on some of those expenses so that you can be net cash flow positive. So if you're making $1,000, you want to try to get it down to $700 a month in debt. And you can be creative on things, on figuring out how to do that. So that would be the first way. The second way you could do it is that you'd want to make more money. So if you're making $1,000 a month and you're spending $1,000 a month, then you got to think about how can I generate more revenue, more money for yourself? Could it be in your current job, or could it be your time? Right? Like if you don't have money to invest, then your time, your knowledge could be something that you can use. So, people babysit. If you babysit somebody at night, then you get paid. So you make a few extra bucks. You run a paper route. You can ask somebody to help them out with their business on the side, on the weekends. Anything that you can make a few extra bucks. And the way you want to think about it, right? And it depends on what stage of your life you're in, but that money that you're getting that's going to be extra, you have a plan for. Okay? If you invested in Bitcoin in 2016, you are chilling if you still have it. There's those stories of how someone put in, $100 and it's worth a few million now. That's still possible. Those days are still here right now. That all of this whole cryptocurrency that we're living through, this digital assets and what's happening right now with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of my favorites, VeChain and Ripple, it's all really, really early. Okay? It's going to take some time for this to develop, but that's okay. The good part is that is giving you an opportunity to invest. And I think that you need to take advantage of this. This is a huge opportunity in our lives. There's only a few of these that happen, and it comes across your life a few times. And if you look, history repeats itself. Now, this is not financial advice, but you got to open your eyes to see these opportunities, and you want to seize them. I believe that the cryptocurrencies are here to stay. I don't care about all the news. I don't pay attention to the news. I don't pay attention to what China said about Bitcoin for the 19th time that ripped it down. I don't care about all that stuff. That's all noise to me. Okay. There's all these people playing games. Just some of them are doing it so they can lower the price of this so that they can buy more. All that stuff to me is just noise. Don't pay attention to any of that. If you believe in this, which I do, just buy it and hang on to it. Okay. Give yourself a timeline. Personally, I think that the second half of 2021, we're going to have a real big upside move. I'm very bullish. I think that it's going to be the start of something big. I mean, you can make some serious returns on your investment in the next 6 months. If you're looking for some quick money, I'm not. That's actually one of the biggest issues when you see this huge move. Like, I have a long-term outlook, right? But on the huge moves, do you take some money off the table? Because in your mindset, you're like, I'm in. I'm in till 2025. But in this last run where it went all the way up, I didn't sell much. And it came all the way back down, right? It pulled back. Not as much as it was. I'm still plenty in the green, and I'm very, very happy and I'm very comfortable. But I also have a very long-term outlook, so I'm not so worried. I don't sit up at night worried about the prices. Do I watch it every day? Yeah, because it's fun. But I'm not worried about it. I'm certain it's going to be higher. I can't give you all the reasons why, and I'm just not that smart. I don't know all about smart contracts, blockchain, blah, blah, but I can see the trends. I've lived through this. I lived through the dot-com era. I saw what happened. I saw the companies that survived, right? If you stayed in Amazon from .com, you'd be doing okay. You stayed in Apple, right? I had Netflix at a very early stage of their business cycle, and I made good money. And then I sold, and I liked Netflix. I didn't do enough work on my end to believe that it was going to be around and have staying power, right? So when the money went up, I just saw it as a stock. I was like, oh man, I just got to get rid of this. Meanwhile, I would have made, I think I calculated I would have made an extra like $4.5 million if I held on to it, even a little bit of it, but I didn't. And that's frustrating, right? Because I was in the right place with the right stock, and I just got in my own way. And that's a lesson that I learned for me now, that I'm not going to get in my own way. This is going to happen. How it's going to happen, how it's going to play out, I'm not sure. I give this example to people when they say this to me, and here's how I'll draw it up for you so you can understand it from my perspective. Let's pretend like we're going to go and sit down and watch a movie. We're going to go watch this romance movie of a boy and a girl, okay? I'm going to fast forward to the last 10 minutes of the movie, and we're going to watch it. The last 10 minutes of the movie, the boy ends up getting the girl. They're in love. They live happily ever after. Okay? Now, we're going to go watch the beginning of the movie. And in the beginning of the movie, we're going to watch all these crazy events that happen between the boy and the girl and the journey that they're taking of, it looks like they're never going to be together. There's no way they're going to be together. But guess what? We already saw the last 10 minutes of the movie. The boy gets the girl, right? The boy gets the girl. So if you tell me the boy gets the girl, but the guy did this that time to the girl in the beginning, it doesn't matter. We already saw the end of the movie. The boy gets the girl. No matter what happens in the start all the way to the end, the boy gets the girl. China said something about Bitcoin. The boy gets the girl. Something with the too much energy is being used for Bitcoin, but the boy gets the girl. To me, all that negativity is just another buying opportunity, because at the end of this, the boy gets the girl, and cryptocurrencies will be here to stay. I don't know what's going to happen. The US, politics, I'm just not qualified to be able to know what's going to happen. But I do know who to back. And I know that if I back this, I'm going to come out a lot wealthier than when I went in. And is it hard to buy some of this stuff? Sure. But that even makes it better for you. Because if you do it, all the people that are like, oh, it's just so confusing, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, then, oh my God, that's great. Because when they make it easy enough for everybody to do it, think about that. Think of what's going to happen. It's just going to skyrocket when they make it easy. So the people that get in when it's hard are going to be ahead, right? You're going to buy it lower, right? If you buy it before they list it on Coinbase, think about when they list it on Coinbase and it starts to go up, what happens? It's easy to buy. Everybody's going to buy. All the people that are saying that, oh, it's too hard. That's why you want to get in now, right? Again, not financial advice. I don't have anything that I can tell you that I did tons of research on all of this stuff to a point where I'm qualified to tell you to buy it. I'm telling you I'm buying it. And if you want to follow me, well, then we'll slap high fives later. I mean, in my mind, 2025, I think, is going to be massive. From today to 2025, which is a 4-year span. I mean, and when I think about the dot-com era of like when in the 90s all the way to 2001, right? Like all these companies that were real showed up, and then those are the ones that had serious staying power and returns. Amazon, Apple. I mean, you can just keep naming. There's 10, 15 stocks you could have been in that would have made you money for a lifetime, would have been life changing. Right now, that is the opportunity that we have. For me, I love two. Okay. You guys want to know what I'm involved in? I mean, if you want to be safe, Bitcoin's great. Ethereum's great. Those two are safe. I don't see the return based on what I want, where I want to make thousands percentage points. I want like massive, right? And I think some of these altcoins are like the smaller coins, have that opportunity because they haven't gone yet. They're still in the, building things up. And the two that I'm in, one I've been in since like 2016 or 17 that I've been keep buying is VeChain. It's, symbols VET. I love it. I mean, I understand it. It's got good use cases. Companies are building infrastructure around VeChain. It's all around authenticity, tracking supply chain, using these like RFID codes or, being able to scan your phone on these codes with products. It's real. And, it's just an amazing thing. And I just keep seeing them create more and more partnerships, and it's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. So, for me, I'm pretty big in that, and I keep buying it and investing in it. The second one that I've now have, my second largest holding, is it's Ripple, which I didn't really believe in for a long time. I was there in like the early days when it came out in like the 2016, 17, and I was buying, and I remember watching it rip at one point. Like, I remember I was in Florida in December, and I couldn't eat dinner because of like, it was moving so fast. It was crazy. And it's in the top 10 of the largest market caps. For me, I don't know enough to speak to you about, the exact reasons why, other than, listening to other experts and listening to what their opinions are all around their technology with the banking systems and the ability to move large chunks of money. Right now, the SEC is in a lawsuit with Ripple. And when that happened, this happened about a year and a half ago, I think, December 2020, maybe. The SEC was suing Ripple, and it really stopped the momentum of Ripple. And to the point where they got delisted from Coinbase. I didn't really pay much attention to it until like middle of last year. A friend of mine in my mastermind, said he loved it, and he gave me his reasons why. So I started to do more research on it. And I said, you know what? It sounds like it makes sense. So I started to buy a little bit. And then I did more and more research on this. And everything that I'm looking at from all the experts, it sounds like Ripple's going to win this lawsuit. And when that happens, it's going to lift a huge dark cloud over what Ripple's all about. And a lot of things are going to unfold from that point on. One, once they lift it, I think it's going to have a huge spike up. Okay. Then it's going to get relisted on all these exchanges. Then there's whispers about them going public. And then all the things that they're saying they're going to be doing. People are saying it's going to be like the U.S. digital asset. Like, it's threatening the dollar. Like, it's serious, right? I mean, I've seen people predict prices anywhere from like low end $2, $3, $4 at the end of this year, all the way up to like $10 to $20 by the end of this year. Other people think that this could be like Bitcoin, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $50,000 a coin. I mean, it's going to take time for that to happen, but if that's the case, oh my goodness. Bottom line is, I am in it. I am backing it. I am investing in it. I'm taking the hard-earned money that I make in my day-to-day, and I'm investing it into products that I believe have long-term capability, sustainability, that's going to get me a huge ROI. And I'm not just going to sell out because it goes up a little bit. And the way that you do this so that you don't freak out is you educate yourself. If you educate yourself on what you're invested in and you understand what you're invested in, then when things are up and down, you don't freak out. Anytime that things are going down, all I do is I just start reading and getting more information. And the more information I get, the more relaxed I get. And I like to look at it as, when things are going down, as, all right, forget that I own it right now. If I didn't own it right now, would I be investing in this? And the answer right now is absolutely yes. I think it's a huge opportunity. I mean, I loved some of these things when they were at, 100% higher than where they are. So now when they're lower, nothing's really changed for me. I still have a long-term outlook. There's no reason why I shouldn't be buying more. That's it. Bottom line. And, for me, it's all about, can I take a year, 2, 3 years to take my hard-earned money and try to double, triple, quadruple it? It's like selling a company, right? Now, everybody here listening isn't going to sell a company. You're not going to start a company and sell a company. There are few people in this world that will, right? They'll build up a company, and then they'll be able to go and get somebody to buy it. And they'll get a multiple, which means, let's say they're doing $1 million a month, $10 million a month. They go out and they sell it, and they get a 5 multiple, a 10 multiple, right? So if somebody's doing $10 million in a year, let's say, for their company, and someone's going to come and buy their company, and someone's going to pay a multiple of 5x, that means you take that 10 million, you multiply it by 5, and they're going to pay $50 million for that company. So the person that started that is going to sell that company for $50 million. That's awesome, right? It's the same thing with when you're investing in some of these things, right? If you have an outlook of 2, 3, 4 years from now, right? And let's hypothetically say you put $10 million into the cryptocurrencies and you got a return of 5x. It's the same thing. It's like selling a company. But what you're doing is you're taking the money that you've made already and investing it for yourself. You're your own company, your life, right? So the idea and the first step is you need to make more than you spend. And then that delta, right? The difference between that, your savings, that is what you're going to reinvest. And the idea is that you're going to be able to take that savings that you have now worked your butt off to maintain a X amount of spend versus make. That is going to what you're going to try to multiply when you invest. So if you're making $1,000 and spending $700, you have $300, right? If you invest $300 today and we use that same 5x, that $300 will be worth $1,500. Now you keep reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting, and that is how you start to build up your net worth. It doesn't matter if you're somebody that makes millions of dollars or not. You still have the ability to invest. It doesn't matter. It's the same concept for both of us, right? If I'm putting $1 million in and you're putting $1,000 in, it's the same thing. It's just percentages. You got to start somewhere. Okay. You got to start somewhere, and it's okay to not hit the home run. You can just hit singles. Okay. You don't have to go for like that grand slam all the time. Steady wins the race, right? Don't get me wrong. If you can hit a home run and knock it out the park, awesome. But in the meantime, just invest a little bit at a time, right? And you start to build up your wealth, and you start to build up a little nest egg, and you'll get your money to start working for you. The sooner you start, the better. I'm a huge saver. I've been saving since I was a kid. I mean, I remember I used to take all my coins. I remember if I spent $1 and I got 30 cents back, and then I went to go buy something that same day and it was $1.25, I wouldn't take the quarter in my pocket and pay the $1.25. I would take an extra $2 out, and then I would get back change of 75 cents. So now I have the 30 cents and the 75 cents, and all that change I would drop into a bucket and save every single day. And the way I looked at it was start small and let it build. And slowly over time, it'll just start to compound. It'll compound, compound, compound. Warren Buffett is famous for that. So again, this is not financial advice, but I think it's a tremendous opportunity for you guys to get involved. I think this is one of those things we're going to look back in our lives in 5, 10, 15 years from now and be like, man, I wish I was involved. I know for me, in 1998, 99, that was when the whole .com bubble thing was going on. I was too young. I wasn't involved. I wasn't paying attention to the stock market. I was in college. It wasn't really my thing at that time. I wasn't investing, and I missed it, right? There were tons of people that made serious life-changing money. I think right now with cryptocurrencies, that is an opportunity. I know young people are involved with it. I know they love it. It's the older people that don't believe in it. And listen, the one thing that I tell people is you got to keep in mind some of the stuff that is going to happen, no one can even think about. Who thought that the internet was going to stream TV and movies? At the time when the internet came out, it was all around like websites and communication and maybe some e-commerce. It wasn't about streaming movies. Who thought that was going to be possible? There's going to be so many things that are going to come from cryptocurrencies that we haven't even thought about yet. But again, we don't know. That's why the boy gets the girl. We're not smart enough to know that, and we don't need to be smart enough to know that. It's not our domain. It's not our expertise. But we can get behind it and invest in it so that we can profit from it. And then once you make money, now you can use that money to do what you're awesome at and go and make an impact on the world and help other people with what you do well, right? We want good people to earn. We want good people to make money, because when they do and they're able to take care of themselves and their family, then they're comfortable enough to spread that with the world. If they're not financially set and wealthy and okay, then they're so worried about their own financial situation that they have a hard time focusing on helping others. So we got to get the people that are good people to make money. You people that are good, that have at the core, you're good. You want to help others. You want to spread what's good about you to the world. You need to make money. It's important to you and everybody around you that you make money, because you're going to make a difference in people's lives, but you need to take care of yourself first. So with that said, I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk to you guys about what I do, what I'm doing, on how I'm trying to build my wealth and get my money to work for me at the time. Again, do your own research. Don't buy anything because of me. I always tell people that you're the one pulling the trigger. If you want to buy it, by all means. I can tell you what I'm doing, but it's on you. So you make that decision. You do your own homework. But for me, I'm all in on Ripple and VeChain. I think in the next 6 months, if we look back at this video, right now, I believe VeChain's trading at 8 cents. Ripple's trading around 70 cents. It'll be fun to see what those prices will be in December 31st, 2021, January 1st, 2022. Predict it. If you guys want to predict it, I'd be curious to see if anybody has knowledge on this. I'd love to know what you think. Love to know what Bitcoin will be. People say Bitcoin's going to be over $100,000 by the end of this year. If that happens, all these other altcoins are going to rip. I have a little Bitcoin, small Bitcoin, but I'm really heavy in VeChain and Ripple. I'd say 80% of my holdings is VeChain, 20% of my holdings is Ripple. And I'm trying to get it to like 75-25 right now. And I love it. I think it's so exciting. And I can't wait for when this does go up, because once it does, and I have all this excess capital, I'm going to now take that and I'm going to compound that into my business. And I'm going to use that to help other people. And that's where it's going to get really fun. And, one of my goals later on in life is I want to be able to invest in other people. Like, I enjoy so many different businesses, and I love sitting and watching smart people do things and make impact on other people's lives. So, one of my goals in life is to have, so much capital on the sidelines that I can use to invest in good people that have real meaning behind their products and services, that they can make a huge impact, and then I can be a part of that. And if I can help those people, I can invest with those people, then I can make a major change in this world, make some money at the same time, and also help somebody who's a good person who needs that help. That is what's going to be fun for me. That's going to be my next stage. I'd say in the next 10 years, 15 years for me as I get older. But I still love what I do. So there's no stopping. I don't see me stopping anytime soon. I just love it. And I love the guys that I work with, and I love my team. It's just, we have fun together. And when it's fun, why stop? If it stops being fun, different story. But it's fun, and I'm happy, and I'm enjoying it. So with that said, guys, I hope some of the stuff that we talked about today was helpful. If you liked what we talked about and you want to get more, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Press the button down below. It's helpful. Share it with people that you think may need this. I have a text chain community. You can text me, 917-636-1998. Shoot me a text, and then you and I can talk directly. Building up that community. That community is going to get first shot at all the things that I offer. And it's fun. So with that, be blessed. Thinking of you, rooting for you, supporting you. Speak to you on the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.